The Sixers are rolling again. Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, the league's best duo. The Anthony Melton. The slump is over, people. The slump is over.
You are Locked On 76ers, your daily Philadelphia 76ers podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Thanks for making Locked On 76ers your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks, the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnNBA and use the code, all lowercase now, Locked On NBA, for a first deposit match up to $100. Do it today, people. Definitely do it today. Well, I'm Keith Pompey, your co-host of Locked On 76ers. My esteemed co-host, John Mitchell, will be with us later on this week. So you just got to deal with me today, possibly tomorrow. But we got a lot to talk about, right? Let's talk about the 76ers win. The 76ers kind of defeated the Brooklyn Nets. Not kind of. They about to say they kind of beat the brakes off of them in the second half. The score was 121-99. The Sixers improved to 10-3. That's the second best record in the NBA and the second best record in the Eastern Conference. So right now the Sixers are rolling. The thing I like about this victory is that the Sixers got contributions from a lot of guys. It was Nicholas Batum's first game back. He was a plus 25 in 23 minutes, 49 seconds. And he did that without actually trying to score. He had one shot, which was a three. He had 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He did have 2 fouls, but he was a plus 25 now. That plus 25 tied Joel Embiid for the game's most. Now, Joel Embiid had 32 points on 11 for 14 shooting. He had 12 rebounds. His 32 points and his 12 rebounds were game highs. And he had 9 assists. The guy just missed out on the triple-double. The thing about it is he played 31 minutes, 14 seconds. He didn't play at all in the fourth quarter, right? They were up so big that they decided to rest him. So it's one of those things where if they were chasing stats, they would have brought him in and he just would have passed the ball, but they didn't need him at all. Tyrese Maxey had 25 points, a game high 10 assists, right? Tobias Harris had 10. Anthony Melton was on fire. Melt had 21 points. He was 4 for 6 on threes. And the funny part is he took a backseat. Even as good as that was, Tyrese Maxey had 6 of 11, made 6 of 11 threes. Then you go down to Jaden Springer. Jaden Springer off the bench had a season high 10 points. Mo Bamba had a season high 5 points off the bench. Furkan Korkmaz had 3 points. Robert Covington had 4. Pat Bev had 2. D House had 3. And Marcus Morris had 3 points. He hit his first 3 as a Sixer. He was, it's not like he was missing a bunch, but he was 0 for 4 from there leading into this game. So it was a good projection for him. Now, the thing about this victory, to me, the Sixers show a lot of depth. I mean, they have to be the deepest team. And when we look at it, you say to yourself, Kelly Oubre Jr. isn't here yet. So once he comes, depending on if the Sixers want to keep Nick Batum in the starting lineup, if they want Kelly Oubre to be the 6th man, they have those type of options. But I'm telling you, this is pretty good depth right now. But the thing is, the story is Joel Embiid. and Tyrese Maxey, right? When you think of Joel Embiid and you think of Tyrese Maxey, you don't think of them being the best duo out there, right? The best scoring duo. I don't. I don't. I mean, and that's not a knock on them, but when you think of the best scoring duos, you think of Luka Doncic, maybe Kyrie Irving, right? Maybe. Then you say to yourself, "Oh my gosh, the Bucks have uh, two of the NBA's top 75 players of all time is Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard." And then you talk about, you can go to the Boston Celtics. You could say if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are two all NBA wings, right? And then the Sacramento Kings have all stars and De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis, right? So you look at those, you look at those combos and you say to yourself, like, yeah, the Sixers are great, but are they on that level? I mean, are they really on that level? That's what you say to yourself, right? But then you look at it and you say, hold up, Joel just scored. Joel just scored 32 points. Oh, Maxey just came back and had another phenomenal game too. So when you look at that, you can say, well, maybe they are. I mean, they are. Look at it. Through 13 games, there's been no scoring tandem better than the Sixers do, right? Like we said, last night's game, the two combined to score 57 points and 19 assists against the Nets, right? So when you look at it, Embiid, like I said, they had 32 and 12. Maxey had, Maxey had his 25 with a game high, 10 assists, right? And it was his fourth such game this season with just one turnover, right? So the deal is when you look at it, you say to yourself, Embiid leads the league in 31.9 points. He's seventh in rebounds. Maxey is 10th in scoring with 26.8 and 11th in assists. Together, they are the league's top scoring duo at 58.7 points per game. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving is second at 55 points a game, and the Greek Freak and Dame Lillard are third at 54.1. So when you say that, you got to know that this is right now the best scoring duo in the league. Probably the best duo in the league. I mean, with all this stuff, you have to say that Maxey is going to make the All-Star team. He deserves to make the All-Star team. He's balling out. He's playing extremely well. He's not doing anything that will say that he shouldn't make it. And I think they can keep this up. It's going to get tougher now. They're going to have highs and lows, but I honestly think that Maxey is going to continue to play at a high level. The Sixers are going to continue to play at a high level. And, we'll see where everything falls. But right now, they look good. I mean, they are the best scoring duo in the league. Now, look, I want to talk to y'all about PrizePicks. Why? Because PrizePick is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. We are the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of betting thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player projections and watch the winnings roll in. With the basketball season here, you can now pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that include 2 or more players from different leagues, right? For example, LeBron James plus Travis Kelce at a 10.5 combo of 3-pointers made plus receptions, right? And if you want to play along some of the PrizePicks favorite players like rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz, you can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the PrizePicks community this week, right? So there's a lot of stuff to do. What do you go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnNBA and use the code LockedOnNBA for a first deposit match up to $100. Repeat, go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnNBA and use the code LockedOnNBA for a first deposit match up to $100. I'm telling y'all, do it today, people. Definitely do it today. You'll be extremely excited. It's a great deal. It's all that you need. All that you need. Let me talk to y'all about Locked On. Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts on Locked On Plus, our national shows covering every league. Go to Locked On Sports Today on YouTube and subscribe to the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel. I want to talk to y'all about DeAnthony Melton, right? DeAnthony Melton was in a bad slump. It looked kind of bad early in the season. But he was in fuego against the Nets. I'm talking about in fuego. The shooting guards finished with 21 points while making 4 of 6 3-pointers to go along with free steals. Melton has made 16 of 23 threes over the last 4 games. That's remarkable considering the shooting guard was just shooting just 25% from the field, including 32.4% on 3-pointers through the first 7 games. His improved shooting is a good thing for the Sixers. If he continues to make shots, I'm telling you, they'll be tough to beat when the team is fully healthy and intact. I mean, this guy was coming down. He was just hitting everything. And in the first half, Joel Embiid was playing well in the first quarter, right? Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey was a little bit struggling in the first quarter to find their groove. Melton kept them in the game. I mean, he did. Melton and Tobias Harris have been really key for this team. Like, there's certain times where, Melton gets off. There's certain times when Tobias gets off. And, if you notice, Maxey was a little bit more aggressive in the first quarter of this game, but typically he lets the game come to him. Like, he's trying to distribute the rock, trying to do other things. He's trying to get Tobias more involved and Joel. And we all know Joel plays the entire first quarter, so he typically has the most points. But this game, Maxey was just missing. He was trying to do stuff. Tobias was missing. But Melton kept them in there early on. I mean, he did. He was hitting big shots. And it was funny, too, because, normally, like, when you see a guy when they're on, like I said, in fuego, it's like, like there was no hitting the rim whatsoever. It was just like nothing but net. So, he had a pretty good game. He brought it. The thing is, when you knew that when he would hit it, he started getting his shots together, and Tobias is rolling, and Joel and Maxey are doing their thing. There's not going to be anybody able to beat this team, seriously. Because what that does is when Tobias is rolling and Melton's rolling, teams have to stop focusing heavily on Maxey and Embiid. And what that does is it just frees Embiid up to just go beast mode. So you look at it and you say to yourself, this guy right here, Melton, is the key. He's going to be the key for what the Sixers are trying to do, right? But let me talk to y'all about FanDuel. Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers could get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Now, tomorrow, the Sixers will host the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Sixers' final Group A pool game for the in-season tournament. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting, and we're going to see what they can do. Now, what the Sixers need is they need to win, and they need to blow Cleveland out, right? But they also need to get some help from other teams in beating Indiana, right? They need Indiana to lose, and they need to get some help from other teams for the Sixers to get this number one seed in Group A. Now, I'm going to be here to tell you, I at first, I wasn't a fan of the in-season tournament, but I really like it. I really like the in-season tournament. I think the games are exciting. I think that the players are extremely into it. It has like a playoff atmosphere to me. And I'm looking forward to covering tomorrow's game. I really am. More so than, the other games they have upcoming, the other two. I mean, nothing against it. Like, pretty good teams. Minnesota's balling. But at the same time, I feel like this in-season tournament right now, these games they mean more to the players. The regular season game, you look at it, it's still early in the season. It's not even December yet. Guys tend to get, motivated and fired up and all this stuff like around Christmas time, January, whatever. But right now, these in-season tournament games are really exciting. And if the Sixers can, win, get a little bit of help, they advance to the knockout round. And to me, that's where the excitement comes from. That's where it comes from. But look, y'all, I want to thank y'all for listening. I want you guys to know that you can get this podcast wherever you get podcasts at. Free and available. And again, Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering every league. Go to Locked On Sports Today on YouTube and subscribe to the first national sports 24/7 streaming channel. I mean, you won't be let down. You'll like it. It's pretty good. But I just want y'all to know that thank you for making Locked On 76ers your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. When you go to the YouTube channel, make sure you click on that Liberty Bell, right? Make sure you become a new subscriber, and you also get notifications when I have podcasts. John Mitchell will be back soon. I want to thank all y'all. Have a blessed day. Peace.